Okay, welcome everybody. Today is going to be arrival and departure procedures on the instrument written test. Okay, sticking with our instrument written test prep flow here. I got 4 questions for you. They're all either an arrival or departure question, straight from the FAA testing questions. So we'll start with this one. This one's talking about using standard takeoff mins. What is the minimum rate climb per nautical mile to 10,900 feet required for the Reno 9 FMG departure from runway 16 left. Ugh, a lot of stuff, right? But let's break it down and let's make it a little bit easier, okay? So we're departing 16 left. So if you take your eyes over here, you got 16 left, okay? You're going to do standard with a minimum climb of 730 feet per nautical mile to 10,900, okay? I mean, what are we talking about? Bang, we're done. Easy, A, right? Now, the only tricky part of this one, okay? Now, this is the right answer, A. The only tricky part of this one is that this one does have 352. See it sitting in there sneakily. It's sitting in there, and it says, or if you have 600 feet, 1.25 statute mile viz with minimum climb of this. So the question doesn't specify weather situation happening. So don't use the weather one. Like, you're just going to use this one, okay? Assuming in this question, I guess the FA assumes that you maybe don't have this, okay? So then you're going to go ahead and 730 feet per minute, feet per nautical mile, excuse me. Okay. So that's how you do these. Now I chopped this off on the bottom, but these departure procedures, they're all going to have, all this stuff on there and, all the different pieces and parts. But for this question, just focus on the takeoff minimums, standard runway 16 left. That's the stuff that's in the question. Just go with that. Okay. Next one here, you are flying a turbojet and have been cleared via the Glenrose 9 arrival, SAT transition. Dallas Fort Worth is landing south. And ATC has instructed you to cross Isabel at and maintain 11,000. Okay, so they gave you a lot of stuff. You can pretty much don't worry about any of this. Just what we're looking at here is if you get told to cross Isabel at and maintain 11,000, when you're flying a departure or in this case an arrival procedure, and you get told to do some sort of altitude restriction, that does not delete your speed restrictions. So see this one down here? Disregard the public speed restrictions. No, it doesn't do that. It's not something that it does. So get this out of here. This is garbage. Okay, don't even look at it. Now, your two choices really are when you get given to cross, altitude restriction, you can either begin your descent as soon as clearance is received, or begin it at your discretion. Okay, you should know that you can begin this at your discretion as long as you do what? You still got to comply with the crossing restrictions. So don't start descending. So Isabel's right here, right? Isabel doesn't even have a altitude restriction. That's why they gave you this, because it's different than the arrival. In order to descend to 11,000, you might have to start early, right? You might have to start somewhere here, like descend down early. But you're still, because you're responsible for meeting that, but you don't have to do it right away. Do it whenever you want. Right? So begin your descent at your discretion, and then ignore all the rest of this crap on this question. Okay? Cool. All right. If a particular departure procedure requires a minimum climb rate of 210 feet per nautical mile to 8,000, and you climb with a ground speed of 140, what is your rate of climb required in feet per minute? So the answer is, as you can see here, all feet per minute, right? Feet per minute, and it's asking you feet per minute. You don't have feet per minute. It's required to do a certain amount of feet per nautical mile, right? So you need to kind of convert it over. So the way you're going to do that is with Legend 27. Legend 27 here. Now, if you felt like the need to do a bunch of math while you're in the middle of your IFR written test, go for it. But I'm going to show you how to do it the table first. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at 210 feet per nautical mile and 140 knots. Okay, so where are these? 210 feet per nautical mile. Feet per nautical mile is right here. We go down. Wow, first one. So we already know we're looking at this row right here. Okay. Now, 140 knots. Now, where's that at? So we got 150 knots and 120. We don't really have 140. So we're going to kind of do a little bit interpolating on this chart. We're going to get closer to the 150 though. Okay. Now, if you go to the 150, the answer would be 530. Is 530 on here? No, but we're not 150. We're 140. We're a little bit less, like about 1/3, right? Because that's 30 difference between 120 and 150. Go 1/3 down from, this is about 100, right? Difference. So 1/3 is about 30. Take 30 off of this, you get 500. Bang. That's some interpolation right there. Okay. Now that's how I would do this question. I would pull up Legend 27 and I would do this question like this on the test. If you really felt the need to do it, what you could do theoretically is you could add up 425 and 530 right? Find the difference here. So you want 1/3. So find the difference, and that's 105. Now divide that by thirds because we want to go 30 less. You'd get like 35 or something, and 37. I don't know. You subtract it off of this one, and then you get your number, and then you're at 490. So you can do math, but don't get bogged down in that. Just go ahead and do the interpolation, okay, and get your 490. This garbage one here, 210. This one's just trash. Don't even think about that one. 210. There's no way it's gonna be 210 if it's 210, right? Unless you're going real slow. So you're really just you were trying to decide between 450 and 490, and 450 is way too low. It's way closer to like 130, 125 knots, but you're at 140, so you're gonna be looking more like 490. Awesome. Okay, last departure arrival kind of question here. All right, using an average ground speed of 150 knots, so important information. Boom. Well, minimum indicated rate of climb must be maintained to meet the required climb rate per feet per nautical mile to 6,300 when departing runway 27 as is specified on the departure. So this will give you like using figure blank. In this case, it's figure 182. You don't need the top of this figure, so I cut it off so we could fit the table in here. But there is more to this, just so you know. So anyways, you're looking at this, and you're going to go right here to the takeoff minimum section, right? Takeoff minimums, because it says minimum indicated rate of climb for your takeoff, okay, on this departure. So you're using 150 knots, and the other part you're going to want to look at is runway 27 here, runway 27, okay? So you're standard with a minimum climb of 380 feet per nautical mile. Great, so you're going to go over here, you're going to do 380 feet per nautical, feet per minute is on these, right? So what do we need if we're looking from nautical miles to minutes? We used it before, we used it in past videos. Our favorite, it's Legend 27. So here it is. I cut some of the stuff off so that it would fit here. Legend 27 is going to say, okay, you guys know how this works, right? We do 150 knots. It's right here. Okay, so this box in the ground speed column. And then what was the climb rate? It was 380 feet per nautical mile. So 380 feet. We don't have that one quite. We have 370, but it's gonna be just below that. We follow these down. So here and here, right? So 370 and 150 would be 930 feet per minute. But we need 380 feet per nautical mile. So it's gonna be higher than 930, but not 1,065. Okay, so what's higher than 930, but just by a little bit? Well, 950 is higher than 930 by just a little bit. 380 feet per minute wouldn't make any sense. That's just wrong. That's just they're trying to get you. If you go here and go feet per nautical mile, feet per minute, I'm good. No, don't do that. Okay, so it's not that one. And then you're just trying to decide between these two. 1097 is too many, right? Because that's above if you were doing 425 feet per nautical mile, right? And we're only doing 380. So that one's wrong without doing any math, just because like that number is your stopper for 425. No, there's no way 380 is going to be more than 425. So you know that you're sitting right in. Obviously we don't have a number for it, but like right in this area is where you'd be, and right in more than 930, less than 1065, you're looking at 950. Cool. So that's how you do these. Legend 27 is your best friend on these departure procedure climb rate questions. Okay, if you're trying to figure out, dude, how in the world am I supposed to get from nautical miles, feet per nautical miles, to feet per minute? How am I supposed to do that? Well, you're going to do it with Legend 27. All right, so I wish you guys the best of luck on your test. Come back for more videos. See you.